is this automatic? At this point, I don't think I ever will. I'm too used to making custom announcements every time. Let's see, is Twitch going? I'm too used to making custom. Yep, Twitch is fine. Let me turn on the music. Because Yippee music. Okay! And I think with that, yeah, I think we're probably started. Just waiting for people to come in. Hopefully people come in and aren't exhausted from yesterday. Yippee-yay-yay! Yep, hello! I don't see chat for some reason. Hold on, let me refresh. Okay, there we go. Yep. Okay. Going over that. Gonna wait for people to come in. Okay. Hi chat! Is it, could you talk a bit?
No, I don't want to talk at all. What do I look like to you? Some sort of...
Okay, there we go. You should be good now. Keep talking.
No, I don't want to talk at all.
Music's pretty loud. Got it. Let me make that quieter. Okay, is it better like this? Hello! Yes, hello people! And Zoozoobab, yeah. Yeah, just a touch. Okay, yeah. Is it better now? Zoo, talk again?
I don't want to talk. You can't make me talk. I don't care if chat's asking for it or not.
Okay, I think this should be good now. I think we're off similar levels now. Okay, there we go. Should I do this kind of stuff before? Yes, but at that point I wouldn't start streaming. I'd get... yeah, slightly better. Alright, well now it should be perfect. Okay, hello everybody, being anybody watching this, Captain Froggy speaking, you know the drill. Gonna be drawing characters, gonna be talking about them, and let's be honest, I want to talk about Farrell. Because I can. I'm going to be drawing Farrell as well, though if you have any suggestions for what to draw, generally for like series I'm gonna be doodling, Echospire related especially. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask. Because that's the idea for today. I'm so interested in the lore. Well, if you have any questions, how about you lead with that? How about you guys lead with asking questions? Unless, Swazi, you want to reveal anything about your character first?
The people are here for you, for Farrell mostly.
I think your reveal's really funny.
I'll save it. We can...
You'll save it? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
The punchline needs to wait.
You know what? Fair. Also, hello, Blue Cyber Knight. Welcome to the chat. What's the meaning of life? That's my question. It's following and subscribing to my channel.
Also depends on your
no, it's following and subscribing to my channel.
Because it could be following and subscribing to Captain Froggy, or it could be going to where is it? I don't fuck that. bsky.app/profile/zoozoobab.bsky.social. And following that.
Why don't you put that in the chat then if you think it's so important?
Nah, I'm lazy.
Wow, not listening to the meaning of life, even one you've decided yourself. Pip stole the GC bits with Riven and Damien fight. It sounds so awesome. Okay. Well, you know. What do you want to know for chat? You basically sell your soul to this artist steampunk captain person for the on the left of the screen. Sounds like a good idea. I mean, I'm gonna honestly open some doodles I have because I think it's funny. Oh gosh, I don't know where to start. You know, I don't want to open with the big thing. I think that's the funny thing. That's why I'm kind of like, how was your day? Pretty good, pretty good.
I should probably, in that case, let chat come in, get settled,
yeah.
And be like, yo, we are literally 4 minutes in. Oh, almost 5.
Yeah, you're right. It's like barely any time yet, so I'll let you guys kind of sail in. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, yeah. Tell us about Farrell's fate. So Farrell's fate was supposed to be exactly what Farrell thought. Farrell's fate was going to be to basically ascend to godhood and then go on some major quest to basically, you know, bring, just help the shared pantheons and eventually take his father's place in the Tuatha Dé Danann. That's a fun little detail, actually. So, So this was going to be revealed in an episode already recorded. Kyle was actually Farrell's mentor, canonically. I'm drawing Farrell. So this is a funny little thing. Farrell found out for certain that he's trans because of fate. What happened was Kale showed up at Farrell's place and was like to the mother, your youngest son is going to take his father's place amongst the Tuatha Dé Danann. One day it is his destiny. And the mum was like, Kieran is done with the gods. Like, he's sick of them. Like, man's just having a normal human life. And I'm not having another kid with that deadbeat Luke. And Farrell was like, can I be your son? Farrell was like 10 at the time, mind you. And mind you, Farrell always was like very stereotypically boyish.
Bro did not have an egg phase.
Yeah. There was no egg face for Farrell. It basically became very apparent that Farrell was the youngest son.
Sun hides in its bed.
What?
It's the warm resonation of a wayward
But yeah,
rose
no.
guitar.
I'm thinking, I'm just drawing Farrell. You know what? I'm gonna.
The receiving ears lay unknowingly in silence.
I'm thinking what to draw.
For the constant assault.
I want to draw like a moment from the fight, I'll be honest. I'm just thinking which one.
The music being
Should it be like when Farrell is like really bloody and hurt? Nah, because that's like, you know, I don't want to. I'm gonna just draw Farrell holding Nymphraya. That's gonna be funny.
Seconds of organized sound vanquish the dull hum of the everyday.
Why don't you draw Farrell as an egg?
Temporarily free people from routine patterns.
I mean, Farrell never was an egg, but here you go.
The ear catches the sound as it waves through the air, and the brain sometimes
Farrell is an egg.
Creatively responds to this curious audio phenomenon. The writer's words are one of the few remaining ties.
Balfish trio. But yeah, so fun fact, so before the fight there is actually like a scene that was recorded between Farrell and KL where Farrell actually reveals to KL that he's freaked out. And is like, hey, look, to me this is a way of making sure that neither of them dies. I don't want, like, they're my friends. I really care about them. I don't want anything to happen to them. And Kale basically tells him, well, it's very clear that there's like an imbalance in the fight. And if someone is to die, I expect you to follow the rules of the game and not step in until the fight is over. Because you making sure that the fight goes according to plan is basically more important than what even Fate has to say. So I trust you to do the right thing, and if one of your friends dies, let them die. And Farrell's like, oh, okay, understand. So that was actually a conversation Farrell has with Kieran. Kieran, what? KO. Well.
Didn't know Kieran was showing up.
Nah. Well, if they were an Egyptian demigod, could give you a chance to practice your Egyptian art style. Yeah, but I'm gonna be sticking to drawing Farrell like in the correct one. We had Egyptian characters, so I could like draw those. But right now I want to draw Farrell. I was kidding, but yeah, but fun fact, going into the fight, that was a whole thing of Farrell basically being told, like, yeah, no, your friend, and I'm not gonna say which one, but you know, one of them has a significant disadvantage, and you're kind of bound by duty not to do anything about that. So Farrell was actually, before the fight, trying real freaking hard to get the two to be like, okay, you can back out of this, right? And just remember, like, once you're losing, you did promise to, like, you know, not that, you did promise me that, so, like, don't die, please. I'm curious, what are you guys' bets, for those of you who don't know, on who would have won the fight?
It's been so long, I genuinely don't remember.
Oh, I guess, what are your guys' bets on who dies in the fight? Damien gets his ass handed to him. It would have been a draw. Interesting. I will say, the fight doesn't go as expected. I think I'll just explain, because I do actually have storyboards that I would love to show. So, Froggy, I'm gonna show some storyboards. Why don't I do that? Oh, I'm still in Minecraft. Oh, I need to leave Minecraft. Holy frog, what am I doing?
Being bad streamer, how dare you?
Yeah, I was like playing Minecraft earlier, like on the... I was trying to build like a house on the modded server, because I like building houses.
Also, Ooga Booga Rubber Rabbit.
What?
Said Ooga Booga Rubber Rabbit. I scared them.
Yeah, I do actually have plenty of headcanons. First of all, I have a headcanon that, like, at lunch, Farrell sits in the middle because the two others can't really stand each other, but also they're both really close friends of Farrell, so it's just a kind of awkward situation. Or if it's the four of them, because it is also the, like, quartet, then everyone at the table sitting kind of like... We have Oasis, we have Farrell glaring at each other, and we have Damien, and we have Riven. Refusing to sit next to each other, but also wanting to sit next to the people they like. But it just causes a glaring competition during lunch. Okay,
I mean, best part about, like... Does chat know the situation regarding Echospire and all the other series that Richie's doing?
They know that they're not continuing.
Okay. In which case, screw headcanons, what's now canon?
Yeah! So true. I will say Damien and... Just to be clear, Damien and Farrell had canon crushes on each other. It was like almost like instant when they met each other. Their first thought was like, oh wow, that person's hot. They were just really freaking useless. Let's see, I think it's here that I have, yeah, I have some of the storyboards here. So let me just quickly switch what you can see to this. Because I didn't prepare this, you know, like usual. At this point, it's part of the charm. Let's be so honest here. Window capture, add source, new source. Oh no, actually. Wait, Discord. That's not Discord. Anyway. Hey, that should work. Awesome, I should show you this now. Because I actually have a storyboard for some parts of the fight. Oh, so this was, I think, the scene after. Let me get the other scene. That's one thing. Which was the other storyboard? Was it this? Let me check. Oh no, this was the... This was the after, so this isn't correct either. There were quite a few storyboards. I think the first part didn't get... Maybe the first part just didn't have the storyboards? Maybe. I think this part did, though. Maybe I just don't have it. If I can't find it in the next try, I'm just gonna assume I don't have it. Oh, what's going on? Oh, thank you for the follow, Unique Project. Welcome. Oh, we have storyboard fights. Yeah, I think I just don't have the last one. Yeah, I guess not. Okay. We'll just go by. I will say, like, we had a recorded scene of the pre-fight and some of the stuff. Yes, he did! Yes, he did! Okay. Yes, I knew I was that about the ship. I mean, that was definitely a plan. But yeah, no, so for the fight, it was going to begin with the two going to the beach outside the school. The three. Oasis explicitly was not invited, and Riven had had some conversations earlier that made him even more insecure about this fight. So he actually even overheard Damien basically saying that he's just gonna go easy on him, which really pissed him off. So before the fight starts, both Riven and Damien are like kind of trying to psych each other out, being like, so last time to turn back, you're gonna surrender? Nah, Well, Farrell's just like, okay. Then if that's the case, now is your last moment to turn back. If no, then go pray. Wait, pray, Farrell, we didn't bring any sacrifices! What the hell? Your sacrifice today will be the blood spilled. And the god you pray to will be to whom that sacrifice is given. So Farrell's being like really serious while both Damien and Riven are just not really taking it all that seriously. I'm gonna grab the script so I can have it in front of me, honestly. Do I have it? Yeah, here it is. Okay. No, never mind, that's the wrong one. That's the list of things that needed to be done. Here it is. Yeah. Faden. Riven and Damien wield their weapon. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, Farrell basically, like, makes a circle in the ground. And as they finish praying, water starts coming up, basically marking the area they'll be fighting in. Damien and Riven wield their weapons and water comes down. Comes up the sides of the arena. Where's the trident, Damien? Aren't you gonna summon it? Riven basically kind of tries to taunt Damien, but Damien's like, please, I don't need the trident to beat you. They taunt each other for a bit before Farrell basically makes the announcement of the beginning of the fight. To solve what fate cannot, the fight may only end when one of you yields. We see a shot of Damien. When loses consciousness, a shot of Riven, or dies, a shot of Farrell. He turns to the competitors. Begin. They clash. And it's basically a bit of a fight. You see some attacks. Farrell's basically kind of watching, very worried, but trusting them and stopping himself from interfering. He's not allowed. If he interferes, it's basically screwed. And Riven actually gains the upper hand in the fight as Damien trips on a rock and just kind of falls. We get a cut to the sky, and I can now show the storyboard. And in the sky, we see the gods literally there. If Riven cries for whatever reason during the fight, I'll literally turn to dust. You literally see the gods in the sky. And then you see Nymphaea flying by. What am I going to tell him? At least there's some good news. I did find, in the fight, Damien's spear gets like ripped out of his hands and just flies, and that's where we see where it went. Eep! We see like above the continuation of the fight, you know, I think, yeah, we see Riven raise his spear to attack Damien, and we see Damien basically cornered, and then Nymphaea comes in to the screen, jump scares out, Riven! Riven stumbles back, ah! And lands on his ass. Nymphaea! Hi. Get out of here, shoo! But I need to talk to you! A water bolt flies by them. And we see kind of Damien has stood up and is just kind of standing impatiently. Am I interrupting you two? No, Nymphaea was just leaving. We can talk when the fight's over, okay? You see Damien kind of impatient, but Nymphaea just goes like, okay! Nymphaea misunderstood. No, shit, wait! Nymphaea flies up and basically does like an air ball about to attack, but gets pulled out of the sky by Farrell. Oh yes, this is where we reveal Farrell can fly, by the way. This was hinted at. But because there's scenes where Farrell randomly falls out of the sky, Farrell can just fly!
Bro's built different.
That's one of his magical powers. Farrell can fly, by the way. Yeah. Are you trying to dishonor them both? Sabotaging either one of them is grounds for... Shit. Put down your weapons. Wait. Weapon! Because, you know, he knocked Damien's weapon out of his hands. The water around them kind of goes down and Damien questions, so we're done? Up to Riven. He's the one who got sabotaged. So I win? No. But Nymphaea's interruption is grounds for a draw. But dishonorable for Damien. I'll let him do it. Damien's just like, yeah, completely fine with it. Sounding really chill in general. It's the only way Riven can get something out of this. I was going easy on you after all. And that completely pisses Riven off. Yeah, sorry, it's Damien who's chill. Did I say Riven? Blah. We're continuing. Goldfish, you're forgetting I have a certain weapon. And here he kind of like pulls out the necklace he has of the trident. Fucking use it then! I'm sick of you acting like we're not even on the same level anymore. You think I'm weak? Use the trident and prove it to me. Unless you don't know how. Hold on. That's it, isn't it? It's not. Riven basically begins to taunt him, being like, no wonder you're scared. Being like, honestly, I'd be scared too to fail like this, especially in front of my father watching. And that hits a sore spot as Damien grabs the necklace and goes, you want to see? You want me to use this thing so badly? Alright then, literally he turns around to face the two, lightning striking behind him. But Riven, let me just remind you. And he raises the little crystal that has the trident in it. You promised Farrell not to die tonight. The thing lifts up and there's a bright beam of light. And we have a small scene of like people in the student council, just the student council meeting, Kale being bored out of his mind. And the meeting gets interrupted by this just bright beam of light outside. And Oasis basically realizing they're actually doing it. And basically a rush out of the student council. Right. Next animatic is this one. There we go. And yes, he basically has a magical girl transformation. The rain actually stops outside, so there's this beam of light and the rain is still in the air. You see Farrell kind of look up, honestly absolutely smitten. Yes, he is still holding Nymphraya, stopping Nymphraya from interrupting. And Damien's just like, whoa, this power. I accidentally switched the colors. That's an oopsie from me. You see first the trident. Well, you see, sorry, first like these kind of things moving. The skin was made, it was like this fully animated glowing skin with this whole new look for him. The trident lands in his hands. He's like, this power. Let me get the script. This power. No. We're continuing. Let me see. Okay. Whoa. This power. I wish you could feel this. It's amazing. Oh, wait. I can give you a taste. And we get like a full reveal of his like transformed outfit. Immediately he has like the water form into this giant hand that flies right towards Riven, and yeah, I accidentally messed up the colors here. The hand basically grabs him. We have a lightning bolt in the sky, and then basically these two come down like into the screen. And Damien just kind of going like, word of advice? This is where you pussy out. To which, Riven's like, right, this isn't even close to over. Suit yourself. And the water basically, and this is for later, the water hand basically grabs him and throws him into the sea. The sea parts out of the way. Hello, hello! Hi, Clue!
Bogus.
I forgot I was muted. Hello.
Hi.
Froggy.
Yeah.
Captain Froggy.
Yeah.
And also, Zoozoobab.
Hello.
Have we met before? I don't think so.
Doubt. I don't really socialize.
Clue
Based.
me,
Holy shit, I love you
Zoozoobab,
already.
One of my favorite voice actors. Zoozoobab, meet Clue, my favorite artist in the world.
That's a high honor. Hello. Okay, nothing back. I see how it is.
I always get the what's the word?
Flustered?
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
But no, it is really nice meeting you. Yeah, high fucking praise. I have very high standards now. For you.
Oh.
No.
I will not meet those standards.
Yeah, you will.
Sorry, I wanted to pop in just to say hello. I've been traveling all day and I have so many assignments due in very, very little time. I should be sleeping. Hi, chat.
Lord.
Yeah, say hi to
Froggy.
chat though.
Hi, chat.
We're talking about the plot of the Echospire fight.
Oh.
Basically, how Damien is handing Riven's ass to him.
Yeah, Yeah. Good. That was good.
Deserved. But basically, this water hand, right? It grabbed Riven and it threw him into the sea, where the water immediately parts out of the way, and he just hits the ground. And we have like an improv scene planned there, where basically Damien comes down, and Riven, first he tries to fight back, but any attacks he does, especially magical ones, Damien's just able to defuse. His attacks are doing nothing. Meanwhile, Damien's attacks all hit. Riven can't block a single one. He's just dodging. And at this point, he begins to hide. Because there's like plenty of like rocks on the seafloor, cracks in the ground from the fight. And he notices scales appearing on his hand. No, not now, not now. Meanwhile, Damien's basically taunting, being like, you can surrender at any point. You really should. Because honestly, I don't want to kill you.
Nice of him.
Yeah, you know, really nice. In the meantime, we kind of jump, well, Riven tries to move around, but at some point, he gets caught by Damien. At this point, Nymphrea is trying once more to get out of Farrell's grasp, but Farrell's like, literally stop. You're going to dishonor them. Let me look at the script here. Is this, to be fair, I think this was improv. Yeah, it was. So Farrell's like, dude, Nymphrea, literally stop. If this fight gets interrupted again, like, we are going to dishonor them. But Nymphrea's like, no, you don't get it. This is something more. Something's going wrong. And Farrell's like, what do you mean? Please trust me. This fight needs to stop. And we kind of cut back to Damien holding Riven by the throat. Are you? And at this point, like, Damien's kind of really getting into this fight. While he's like completely beating up Riven, he's getting like, you know, really into it. At some point, he like throws Riven and then picks him up by the throat. It's like, oh, you're giving up already? We've only just started, right? He tosses Riven across the floor. Go on then, get up! Show me that we're equals, or have I proven my point? Riven's just grasping to get up, but just falls to the floor. Just as weak as I expected. You never stood a chance against the Trident, but I expected more of a fight from you. Disappointing. He kicks Riven over, and the screen goes black. And I'm gonna doodle something. Let me switch what camera is showing. Because I think I need to better orchestrate to you what's happening. Oh, really fitting music too.
You may have fitting music. I've got the luminaires. Oh, hey. You
Okay,
belong
Alpaca,
with
let's
me,
go.
my sweetheart.
Okay, let's move this here. Alpaca, wait. Oh, it's here. Okay, there we go. Alpaca. The screen goes black. But then we see these eyes. Eyes like this. Open. Kind of teal colored, glowing. And this was like an animated thing. I have it somewhere, but I'm not going to be looking for it now because I'm pretty sure I just did it as a sketch and never colored it anyway. Let me get some art for you.
I like that.
Let me grab specifically the concept art of it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna load up Minecraft so I can actually show you these models. I think that's a better idea. The art's cool, but there were models for this, and I think those should be shown, personally.
The art does not do the models justice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna start up Echospire. Here we go. And while that loads, I'm gonna get the art.
I assume the models are made by you, yeah?
Yeah. Though the skin of one, the skin for one is made by double up. And I just handled the glow on it and the animations on it. So, you know, just to be clear on that. Oh, where is the art for this? Sorry, me and sending concept art is something. Because I have so much concept art. Give me a second. Here it is. Right, okay. Now that I have this. Okay. So you see that Riven starts to get up from like lying down. It's weird. Monstrous even. Oh, what's this? You still got some fight in you? Let me just get this image for you. This was the concept art here. Damien points his trident at him. Oh, what's this? Still got some fight in you? Farrell screams from the distance. Damien, you need to yield! Damien just kind of laughs as confused. What? Riven instantaneously dives at Damien and slashes, just like, crazy speed. Damien falls to his knee, grasping to the trident to stay upright. Riven's out of sight, but you can still hear him. Damien gets up to try and defend, but Riven's attacking fast. Damien casts a heavy attack, but Riven at Riven, and it knocks him back, but he just gets up like nothing actually happened. Damien's like, Riven. Farrell keeps yelling, something's wrong! Riven, stand down! Riven continues his reckless attacks on Damien, and Damien tries to fight back, but eventually he has to back away from the fight. Damien, please! Damien tries to block an attack from Riven, but it's too much, and he goes flying back onto a rock, and the trident falls out of his hand. Instantly, the transformation vanishes. Riven raises his arm, and you know that rain that was just still in the air? It turns to ice. And it launches right at Damien. And I need to get this image. Damien shuts his eyes. But nothing happens. He hears the ice come, like, shatter. But nothing has actually hit him. And let me just get this art. When he opens his eyes, he sees somebody is standing in front of him. And there's blood dripping into the water. I kind of have the doodle here. And I think around here I have the... Do I have anything else in here? Okay, nothing much. So I'll just close these. And I have another art for this very moment, so let me grab that. I actually posted this art in my Discord. So let me just scroll up and get it. Warning, the character is hurt in this. We see Farrell, it's the wrong outfit here, but I told you to fucking yield! Please!
God damn.
Riven stops for a moment. Basically almost confused by what just happened. Riven, just stop! And at this point, Damien yields. Oh, okay, yeah, I yield, you win, fine. That's right, let's just end this fight here. You win, you've got the ocean, let's just go back to the... Riven attacks again. Freeze frame, basically jumping a jumping attack at Farrell. Farrell uses like fire spells to block, but Riven is completely unscathed by fire magic. Meanwhile, Damien sprints towards the trident. We have like some more freeze frames of the fight. Damien gets his hands on the trident. Riven attacks viciously but is blocked by Damien's spells. Damien continues to attack, but Nymphaea grabs Riven and tries to yank him away from the fight. Riven grabs the fuzzball and tail swipes them away onto the beach. Like, and Nymphaea's like, Riven, I know you're there, just hold on, I'll cast the spell. Cut off, literally thrown onto the beach.
Wow.
On the beach, we see people have gathered. Because, you know, this is a huge scale event. Literally the gods are watching, literally all of this is happening, right? The students are also watching, and you even hear Alcides going like, place your bets! I'm taking bets!
Nice.
Zoom out to reveal everyone scattered on the beach, seeing what has happened. Alcides, place your bets! Place your bets! Borealis, something has clearly gone wrong. This isn't how these fights go. It never gets to this scale. But Kael's like, well, it is a fight between children of ocean gods. The scale is as large as the ocean. We must see it through. Crimsworth is like, you're not fooling me, Kael. I can see you're just as worried about the circumstances as we are. You only implore people to trust things when you yourself do not. Kael says, either way, the only person with authority in this battle is Luke's son. Farrell must make the calls. Now, Oasis has been just kind of walking around, like, Nymphaea basically lands on the beach before Oasis, and Oasis is kind of like walking around holding Nymphaea, seeing all this, hearing all this. Finally, she speaks, screw that! She picks up Nymphaea and dives into the ocean and swims towards the fight. Because her hearing that Farrell is the only one who can fix this is enough for her to go, yeah, I don't trust that. I'm going in.
Based.
Crimsworth's kind of like, I guess these children will learn the hard way. I hope you're pleased, KL. And Crimsworth leaves the beach. So, Oasis swims to the fight where the battle feels like...
I gotta go real quick.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so
You
sorry.
enjoy?
Have a good one.
Basically, Oasis makes it to the swims to the battle area, which again is this fragment of the ocean where the water's just parted out of the way, but there's like way more rocks scattered around now and stuff like that. And basically, she joins in and puts up this magical barrier of water that Riven's struggling to break through. Damien immediately also helps her with it, so it's like, you know, two Poseidon kids making this. Riven, we see kind of Riven's shadow, like, kind of stalking around the barrier, but we basically have an improv filling Oasis in on the situation, while Nymphaea is like, okay, but don't hurt him, please. And basically explains to the party that they have a spell that could fix this, that has worked before. They just really need the group to trust them right now. Farrell's hesitant, but agrees. And Farrell basically is like, okay, I do have a plan. And yeah, we kind of cut away to see outside the barrier. Riven's trying to break it. But the moment he breaks it, the group's no longer in there. Damien's somewhere else, and he basically taunts him and leads him to a spot where Oasis uses some of her spells to entangle him. The moment he's held in place for a moment, Farrell kind of grabs him from behind, like kind of making sure that he can't attack anyone else. He lands a ton of scratches on Farrell during this, though. Like, a ton. Besides that, Farrell was also already really banged up from the fight before, like multiple bite wounds and stuff like that. However, he does muster the strength to hold him in place. And then Freya approaches to basically put their forehead against Riven's. And let me actually open the storyboard I have of that. I think it's here? Is it here? Or yeah. This is really messy, but it should work. So, Freya gently puts their forehead to Riven's, and we get a flashback. We see, from Riven's perspective, the day his crew died. You see, like, these arms, right? And you see it from his perspective. You see him blink in and out of consciousness. But there's these birds flying by, and one of them turns into the form of a child. This child approaches kind of being like, hey, you okay? But then he scratches at them and they kind of dodge out of the way. We see a kind of shot. I know this is really illegible, this is for me. I was working on an animatic of it. Freya turns into a bird form to kind of dodge the attack. And then slowly approaches him, since he can't really reach. There was another shot here, this isn't the full thing. They approach him, but suddenly you hear some like little girl voices from up above being like, hey, come on, we're leaving! Just a moment. They approach this monster trapped under the rocks and put their forehead against his. And then we basically flash to current time as Riven slowly regains consciousness. We see a shot of at the beach. You see KL and the others like kind of seeing the rain stop. And let me get to the script. Okay. KL's like, it's over. And Borealis is like, okay, get out of the way, and just kind of pushes him aside to go, like, ahead to find the kids. Not kids, but you know. They're young, they're still 18, that's pretty young. We jump back. Farrell basically drops Riven into the water. There is now water, kind of like just ankle deep water where they're standing because the magic is dissipating. We see Riven like kind of open his eyes, absolutely terrified. And then he closes them, just tearing up. He immediately like grabs Freya and just hugs them tightly, quietly sobbing. If I could choose a new beginning, Oasis and Damien very awkwardly stand there for a moment before looking to each other, and Oasis approaching, being like, hey, it's okay. We get a wide shot of like kind of everyone, well, but Farrell standing here. We don't see Farrell because there's like a rock in the way. Oasis has knelt down to kind of try and calm Riven down, while Damien, he kind of has a badly hurt hand. He's just kind of standing there in further. You're okay. Everything is okay. How about we head back to the school? Does that sound good? Riven just nods without saying a word. Oasis and Riven stand up. And just to be clear, in this shot, you see the water, and there is blood in the water, and kind of dripping. And as the camera pans up as they stand up, we reveal kind of Farrell's arm, and how badly scratched up and covered in blood it is. Let's go. But as they're about to go, Farrell basically collapses, and the episode ends at basically the group going like, Farrell! And its end screen goes black. So when you guys were wondering who's gonna die in the episode,
I was struggling so hard to hold my tongue during all of that, because I just wanted chat to fucking listen to it. I love it.
Yeah, so Farrell dies, Almost. Mind you, we were gonna leave the episode on that. To give a TLDR kind of afterwards, we do have an episode of one of the classes after. Farrell isn't in that class. But by the end of the class, like, all three of the characters are absolutely, like, traumatized. But by the end of the class, Borealis basically talks to them, and by the end of the conversation says, like, by the way, you can visit Farrell now, he's awake. And that was going to be when you were gonna find out that Farrell's actually okay and they are not mourning his death, he is fine! He almost died, but he was fine in the end. Farrell was actually going to wake up to KL. I even have some more doodles of that stuff. Though where is the question? Because I have so freaking much art. I think it should be around here. Oh yeah. We're gonna have Farrell spending some time in the hospital wing because it was some really bad wounds. But here's the thing. The fight didn't go according to plan. And technically the results are really muddy. Cause, yeah, okay, one could say Riven won because Damien yielded. But at the same time, another could say Riven lost consciousness. So Damien won.
You have to have a victor without having a victor.
Yeah. So this is a scenario where Farrell is actually the one to decide the winner. Farrell is the one to decide who the ocean should belong to. Because fate no longer matters in this scenario, Farrell's word trumps everything. Because the gods agreed to stake it on the fight, and Farrell's the one who judges what will happen with the fight. Farrell, mind you, Farrell when he wakes up, he does have like a kind of moment of like, I almost. But Riven's just like, but what happened? Who won the fight? Sorry, Riven. But Kale's like, but what happened? Who won the fight? And Farrell's like, right, I don't know. He kind of waits to meet with the two to reveal the winner. But he basically speaks to them and is like, okay, does either of you feel like you won? And it's a resounding no from both characters. So Farrell basically makes the judgment. Then I count this as a draw. And that means you're gonna have to share the ocean. And that is the final ruling. You two are not allowed to fight over it again. The ocean will now be a thing shared between the Greek and Norse pantheons. So yeah! And Farrell is actually told by KL, he's actually praised by KL. And basically told, like, you did do well. Like, you did everything you needed to. Sure, you interrupted the fight, but also had Riven not been apprehended, it could have been... he probably would have been a threat to the entire ocean. So, you know, Farrell gets praised, and he even is told that his fate is ready to be read whenever he is ready. And we were gonna even have a whole bunch of episodes where it's like, really silly and attending class again and everything great. We were gonna have Damien and Farrell having even more obvious crushes on each other. Because and being even more useless about it. Until Farrell was kind of going to reveal to Riven that he does actually realize that the feelings are mutual. Though it was gonna open with Farrell being like, okay, you're going to be shocked. I think I really like Damien, like in a like way, like in a, yeah, we all know. But then Farrell reveals that if his fate is still the same, he will be leaving to become a god soon. So that's why he's kind of been ignoring the fact that Damien clearly reciprocates it. Because he'll be leaving Echospire. So it's a little bit too late for them. Still, Farrell's just waiting for the announcement then. By the way, the little this was going to be Farrell's outfit for his fate reading. And these were going to be like the little he was gonna get pearls in his hair from Damien. Oh, yeah, he wasn't gonna fully recover by the time of the fate reading, but enough to be just, you know, moving around just fine. But just to be clear, Farrell's really freaking sturdy. So the fact that like he broke some bones too was insane.
Bro's a brick.
Yeah, he's definitely insane. I do imagine Farrell is amongst the strongest people in Echospire. His magic
100%.
is not the best, but he can still freaking fly and do wind and fire magic. It's just compared to Oasis, compared to Damien, even Riven, Farrell is the least magically inclined. I said Damien compared to Riven. But yeah. Farrell basically goes to the fate room to have his fate read. Only for KL to tell him. Actually no. What do you mean no? Don't see your fate here. I mean, clearly the gods decided that it's not time yet. What do you mean it's not time yet? You said well, it was a test. Can you just not find it? Farrell essentially insults KL a little bit, and KL basically snaps at Farrell, being like, clearly you're just not worthy enough to have your fate read yet. Farrell completely snaps at KL, being like, I literally almost died for the sake of the gods. I literally almost died doing exactly what you wanted out of me. Fuck this and fuck you. I've literally sacrificed every bit of myself to be exactly what you wanted. Fuck this! And KL kind of kicks him out of the fate room. Because Farrell also just calls him incompetent. And KL basically says like, well, clearly you're just not worthy. You're just clearly not worthy of a fate. That's clearly what's happened. So Farrell returns to his room. There's his friends are like being like, oh, Farrell, how did it go? But Farrell's just leave me alone and storms back to his room. And for a while you don't see him. Oh, well, we got a new VIP.
Congratulations.
Here you go. Welcome to the VIPs. Yeah. And for a while, tensions are like a little high, but for about a day or two, things are fine. One day, however, one night, Farrell returns to his and Riven's room. very late. And Riven's like, oh hi, you're back late. What happened? No, I'm not! What? You're late! Farrell, what's happening? Nothing is happening! What's happening? You're suspicious! What? Good night!
Farrell, my beloved idiot.
The next day, it's announced that somebody broke into the Fate room and destroyed the strings of Fate. And Riven has a sneaking suspicion that Farrell had something to do with that. We get a little bit of a flashback. Let me see if I can get the art of this. Do I have this anywhere here? Oh, actually, first I'm gonna show you all the models. Let's do that first. I'll leave it on that cliffhanger for now, so I can show you the models. Yippee! Okay. Let's get a window in. Let's see. Window. No, not those. Nope. Let's add a new source. That's gonna be Minecraft. Where's Minecraft? Here it is. Okay, here it is. If I... F5? No, that's a completely different character. Oh, no, that's someone else. I have a Farrell. Let me take these off. Okay, here's the models. Okay, I'll start with this one. Yeah, that's one model.
He's so glowy.
He is, isn't he? Why can I not morph? What the frog? Hello? Okay, there we go. And here was Damien's skin by double, model by me. And like the glowing by me. It had like a, here, it had like a whole thing here. It had a whole entire animation for like the trident landing, but I don't have it here.
Man.
Yeah, soz. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. You can kind of see like his hair as well. I did a lot for the hair. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so what happened? Let me get the art for that. Riven basically confronts Farrell, like, okay, I know you had something to do with that. Oh, also, just to be clear, I am focusing in on, like, Farrell, because that's my OC, there were other things happening, and, like, plenty of them were around this space and time. For example, Riven freaking confronts his dad, being like, bro, what the frick, what was that? And his dad is like, yo, that was a gift from me. I gave you that form as a gift so you could take over the ocean. And Riven's like, I don't like it, can you take it back? No. It's your destiny to lose yourself, like, your Norse fate is to lose yourself, become a monster, and rule the ocean. You're welcome. And Riven's like...
You're welcome.
And Riven's kind of like, okay, so I'm gonna stay at Echospire because I don't actually want my fate to come true. So I'm gonna stay here and hopefully they're gonna read my fate from the shared Pantheon fate, and it's something different. So you can imagine he's very devastated to hear the shared fate is destroyed, because that makes the Norse fate unavoidable. Which is really bad for him. So he confronts Farrell about it, really upset, being like, dude, what the hell? What did you do? You're telling me now. And Farrell's bad at keeping secrets. Farrell basically owns up. And we get a bit of a flashback. In the week, Farrell kind of stays away from the group. There's a bunch of people in class that basically approach Farrell and basically are like, no, honestly, what you did, like, you snapping at Kale was great. Because honestly, I think he's hiding your fate from you. Don't know why, but, you know, only one way to find out. Farrell's initially, like, kind of shocked by the idea, but he starts hanging out with these people a little bit more. And they're kind of just basically continuing to be like, well, look, we also have this thing of, like, we don't really like our fates and stuff like that. Why does Kale get to see the fate room? Kale's technically a demigod too. He just ascended to godhood. Now he's stopping you, basically. That's what he's doing, because he wants to be the only one, clearly. He's my mentor. He wouldn't. Well, he would. So Farrell kind of comes to the conclusion of, you know what, we'll go to the fate room just to see for ourselves. That's it. We're not gonna check anything. We're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna touch anything. I'm just sick of this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to finally be able to see my fate. I don't think I'll ever see it if I don't do it myself. I think I'll just be here forever, and I'm sick of this. I literally almost died. How was that not enough? So, Farrell one night sneaks out. And let me get some art. Let's see, what is it? Image. It's just random art. Give me a second to find this. I spam a lot of random art into these locations, so this might take me a moment. Because I'm just going to DMs with people that I send art to. But I send them a lot of art. Oh, okay, yeah. First of all, have a cute doodle of Farrell. Second of all, Farrell sneaks out, but Oasis catches Farrell. And now, after Farrell is unhappy with his face, Oasis does actually kind of warm up to Farrell a bit. It's like, look, I get it. Farrell's just kind of like, you wouldn't understand. Well, when Oasis catches Farrell sneaking out, it's like, yeah, no, I overheard. You're sneaking into the fate room. You're letting me come with you, or I'm telling on you.
Snitch.
Farrell, oh, by the way, Farrell basically turns everyone invisible, because reminder, Farrell can do that. Here's a little doodle of Farrell and Oasis sneaking around.
As we hike this mountain.
They managed to break into the fate room using some spells that these other characters basically. Oh yeah, Farrell starts wearing his hair kinda that way. I have a colored art of Farrell's new look somewhere, but it's somewhere. Let me see if I can spot it. Not colored, but I think I have something. Alright, anyway. So it's not. Farrell starts wearing like a kind of varsity jacket for Echospire. It's kind of cute. Not coloured, but here you go. So, TL. Oh, hydrate! Thank you very much. Wednesday, that applies to you too.
I need to go get a drink then. I don't have one.
Do it!
Ah!
Right, they sneak into the fate room and just kind of look around. Farrell genuinely can't find any of his fate. He gets a glance at some of his friends' fates. Thank you for the gifted! Oh my gosh, Kitsune, thank you! Thank you so much for the gifted. Right. So, Farrell can't find his fate. Oasis finds her own and Damien's. And she kind of wants to mess with it. She kind of like attaches her own, tries to attach her own to Damien's. And suddenly everything falls apart in the room. The group panics, runs out, and then promises each other that, yeah, they're not speaking of this to freaking anyone. And then Farrell concludes his story to Riven, because reminder, he was telling all this to Riven. After telling him, he's like, yeah, no, honestly, I'm going to own up to KL. I ruined your future. I ruined so many people's futures just because I couldn't deal with not being important. How selfish is that? I'm so sorry. I was just so sick of trying to prove myself. I'm sorry. And Farrell does basically like first decide that he's going to tell Damien as well that he's the one who ruined his fate. Damien is pissed at this information. Oasis also owns up, and Damien's just really pissed to find this out. But both Farrell and Oasis agree that, yeah, no, we're going to own up. So they go to KL, they go to his office, and they're basically like, yeah, no, it was us. We broke into the room. We did all it. Nobody else, just us. KL basically is like, the gods are going to literally kill you for this. That's what's gonna happen. You literally destroyed the destinies of, like, you're basically traitors to your pantheons. If there was anyone else, anything, any information you can give me, give it to me now. And maybe the gods will go easy on you. But they refuse to reveal the others.
Give it to me.
And then Riven and Damien bust in. And they're like, no, we were responsible too. Totally. We were. So like the punishment should be lessened and like shared between us. Kale absolutely sees through the bullshit, but he kind of realizes that, yeah, that's not gonna make a difference. And there were definitely more people involved. These were just people who clearly didn't mean any harm. So he's kind of like, okay, you're gonna have a certain amount of time. Like, the school's gonna know about what you did. I'm gonna give you a certain amount of time to basically fix this. Good luck. And that's where the story was gonna go. It was gonna become like a kind of adventure more away from the school, with like kind of returning to the school every now and again. Basically trying to figure out what happened, stuff like that. And in a quick TLDR, it was actually going to be revealed that the Norns, the Norse fates, who get introduced before the fight as Kale's greatest rivals, they basically stole Farrell's fate and hid it. And they did so to basically try and provoke this. There were multiple spies in Echospire from the Norns that kind of orchestrated this. neither Farrell nor Oasis ruined the Fate Room. They couldn't have done so accidentally. They just took the blame. And this was a deliberate attack against KL. To have KL's student be responsible for this, it would also call into question Farrell's judgment on having the ocean be shared between the Norse and the Greeks. So yeah! They were going to kind of make the attempt initially to like, oh, if we screw up the Norse fate too, then, you know, everything would have to be rewritten and everyone's on equal footing. Let's do that. There was going to be stuff with Davy Jones, and there was going to be a whole thing of KL kind of knowing that no matter what happens, the gods would punish them greatly. KL was just trying to use them to save his own ass, but eventually he was going to get attached to them, and the season was kind of going to end with the characters being put on trial by the gods, having actually managed to return the fate. And when the gods are like, yeah, but you still ruined it, KL was going to actually have a change of heart, put himself at risk, and save the characters at the cost of his own reputation with the gods. Yippee-yay, the characters screw off, they run off to basically kind of hide from the gods, and that was kind of leading up to season 2 stuff. Yippee-yay. And a whole really stupid thing of Kale eventually joining them in hiding and having to adjust to the human world. Yeah. That was like generally planned, but like I don't think there were any specific plans on that. Like there was stuff with Davy Jones, but yippee-yay. And to be fair, like I said, I was sticking mostly to things that actually regarded Farrell. Because there are plenty of characters in Echospire, but I think like people can individually decide whether they want to share those things. Speaking of which... Hello.
Oh, hi!
Do you wanna reveal to them? Because, you know, that's a weird thing, like, I don't think we ever mentioned, like, in the story, who your character was the son of.
Ah, yeah. Hey chat, how many, do a quick head count for me, how many pantheons do you think are in, Echospire?
We had Egyptian, we had Norse, we had Greek, we had Celtic, we had Slavic. That's 5. I think. Oh yeah, we had like Japanese. I think we had a 7. At least 7.
At least. Because Zara doesn't come from any of those. Zara is... To call it a pantheon is being very generous, honestly. It's also quite self-aggrandizing, truth be told. And one Mr. Zara Weiss is well, he's not an only child, but he is the only child of that pantheon at Echospire.
Yeah. Though he does have a pretty well-known brother.
A very well-known brother. Much to Zara's detest.
Everyone celebrates his damn birthday.
Every single year! It's not even on the day that he was born! It's like, what the fuck? You can't even get that right.
Yeah. How annoying.
This is what happens when your brother is 2,000 years older than you. Zara is the son of the Judeo-Christian god, Yahweh. Precisely, Lefty. And you'd say, precisely.
He's from the Christian pantheon.
Judeo-Christian.
Judeo-Christian. He's from the Judeo-Christian pantheon.
The question, why though? Because like it was like during like coming up with character concepts of like what could be interesting. I thought Echospire would be like fun to do, but I didn't want to like particularly tackle anything that the Nordics had their own thing going on. I already had a Nordic character in Olympus. I had a Japanese character in Olympus. There probably was a joke made about it in Olympus. I seriously do not know. But you know, I was. It is just an idea that I presented to Richie of like, hey, can I do a Son of God? And he said, yeah, all right. And then from there, I came up with a character that would have had quite the influence in season 2. Very much affecting Riven's story. And getting in some other characters that were less focused on. Because since Zera is the second child of Yahweh, there is quite an infamous little story about, you know, the return of Jesus in Judeo-Christian scripture, that being the rapture, where shit hits the fan. And that's kind of like Zera's goal, is just trying to cause it. So his entire purpose was searching out the what's the term called? The horsemen, yeah, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And you have your traditional famine, pestilence, war, and death.
So it does get implied that Yahweh kind of belongs to the shared pantheons, but just to be clear, he wouldn't be happy about it, and he would absolutely be just waiting for things to fall apart. You know,
he does not give a shit.
Like they do when technically all fate is destroyed. Because by the end of season 1, all fate was going to be destroyed, leaving room for Yahweh's plan.
So yeah, so Sarah's goal to like try and search for the 4 horsemen, and fun little factoid about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: it's never set in stone like what they are. It's just more commonly agreed upon that it's famine, pestilence, war, and death. I mean, basically, he's like an evil Jesus. But there was 2 other characters that I'm not as familiar with. I knew one of them wanted to become the Horseman of Fear. I don't remember what the other one was supposed to be. But we had the idea of Riven becoming the Horseman of Conquest. And then to round out the quartet, Zera himself would become the Horseman of Death. And I can actually... I don't remember if I have
you
it.
literally made the Antichrist.
I did, yeah. Let me see if I can try and find the screenshot. Uh,
Oh, also,
So-
I forgot to mention in my story, yes, Farrell and Damien were gonna end up together. It was just gonna take them a while because, you know, Damien was gonna be pretty hurt by the Fates being destroyed.
there's I just sent Frog a screenshot of Zera's death.
Yeah, let me get this. Copy image. Here you go. Yippee! Yippee! It's taking a second for the stream to catch up to that. There we go. Now they see it. Yeah, you see it.
It's literally just a palette swap, but like, it's simple enough. He's already wearing robes. And yeah, you can't have a horseman without his horse. So it's just a really good coincidence that Minecraft has skeleton horses already. What's the horse's name? That is up to you to decide.
It was gonna be a fun. There was basically a fun little idea where the group escapes to basically the human world. Eventually, KL actually joins them in the human world because he's kind of not allowed to go back, and Echospire is actually under the control of Morrigan, who basically comes back to her seat because KL got disgraced. And eventually, there was a thing of, I think there were some terms faced with the threat, like, that the group was going to be allowed to return to Echospire, but under the condition that KL becomes a student.
Man.
So yeah, I don't know how to make polls, so
Dude, me neither.
I will also. But yeah, no, the whole like dealing with the horseman. Because yeah, it was just waiting for everything to fall apart as it does in the season. So you know, that's Minecraft.
I mean, it's also just like, I think anyone could probably see that coming, of just like various pantheons with literally thousands of gods. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna hold.
It was going to be very much built up as well. In season 1, already recorded, there was a summit of multiple gods where the Norns basically go like, so, I think we had like a Chinese god of the river there, or something like that. We had the Egyptian goddess of the sky, a few other like gods. And the Norns were basically like, are you really satisfied with the fact that you're basically gods of nothing now? I don't remember like who the rivers belong to, but being like, are you really okay with the fact that the skies belong to this pantheon, or that this belongs to that pantheon? You're useless. That's what like the Celtic pantheons convince you to do. And oh, who holds fate? Barely a god. A demigod, really. A child. Because Kel is regarded as a child by a lot of the gods. Heck, there was in the scene, I think Davy Jones was like, yeah, literally, you're not even a god. Also, but yeah, here's KL from that season in his human disguise.
He's so miffed.
Yeah. Oh, and this was what was this? I don't remember what like the alright to know thing was. I feel like it was something to do with fashion. Cause
Oh no, it was his comfort level, right?
Oh, I guess.
I think.
No, because we had like different lists, I'll be honest. We, for example, knew that Damien and Oasis were some of the ones with the better fashion senses that Kale tolerated. Kale got really into fashion. And then Farrell and Riven had the shittiest senses in fashion. They were the types to just throw on any shirt available. They were the type to wear Crocs with socks, both of them. But yeah. But literally they were gonna hang out with like Farrell's mum for a while. And Kale was just gonna be forced to deal with them. So that was a fun little thing. More of a in hiding situation before the threat of the, you know, the horsemen arrived.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, also remember the thing with the quote-unquote Aphrodite sisters?
Oh my god, yes! Oh, I'm so sad we never got them.
Okay, so in the parking lot of Echospire, you can actually see this pink car parked between two spaces. That canonically belonged to the Aphrodite sisters. They were twins who were going to, if we ever did the Valentine's Day episode, they were going to actually start, one of them was going to start flirting with Riven, and the other one was going to start flirting with Zara. Only to reveal on Valentine's Day that they were actually freaking sirens trying to drown them.
Problem with drowning Riven, obviously, son of God of the Sea, can't exactly drown. And now, problem that you guys now know with trying to drown Zara, Jesus had a little funny water trick himself.
They were gonna be played by me and Miku with like the most they were going to have like the most like, you know, this kind of voice. It was going to be great, honestly. I think one of them was named Becky. I don't remember the name of the other one though.
I'm pretty sure they were both Becky.
Oh my gosh, you're right! You're so right! They were both known as the Beckys. Oh my gosh, they were
the
like...
Beckys.
Yeah, they were the Beckys. They were the most, like, popular girls in the school. And, like, Oasis was gonna have, like, a total thing for them. But, like, you know, they... I mean, they were willing to, like, make out with girls, but, like, only for attention.
You'll ever just make homophobic characters.
Yeah. And the plot twist was that they were sirens. They were literally sirens who would every now and again drown students.
Trying to find it. I don't remember where I sent it, if ever. Because I made a little animation of... I don't know. I need to try and find it. Give me 10 minutes.
It was freaking great. I'm gonna... Oh, so also some fun facts between Farrell and Damien. So there was gonna be tension between them for quite a while, especially, you know, Farrell technically ruined Damien's future. That wasn't something that's, you know, kind of easy to get over. The scene of them getting together was basically, at some point they're like just on a beach where something goes wrong. I don't remember exactly the context of it, but what was going to basically happen is Damien was going to be getting pissed at Farrell, but Farrell was just going to be trying to be like, okay, you need space, I'll give that to you. Okay. And kind of like, well, what do you think we're gonna do now? And Farrell's just kind of like, well, I suppose there's like that kind of thing. And Damien just, at a certain point, just getting really upset and being like, stop acting like that. Stop being so nice to me. Stop being so apologetic. Just stop, like, I can't stand it. why do you have to make it so hard not? Why do you have to make it so hard not to love you? That was technically gonna be the confession scene.
Yet I sort through feelings and memories I'll never describe.
But they were gonna like actually talk it out after that, your PIA, and follow that up with like kind of the confessions.
Clear the mountains of thoughts from my mind.
So yeah, we love that. Oh dear.
Might we evolve to be?
I swear I had like art of like what Farrell's new look was somewhere. Question is where?
So free.
I don't think anywhere here is the thing. Oh well.
I just made the feeble attempt of trying to search through our DMs of it before realizing, wait, no, that's a stupid idea. You send so many things.
I mean, you can filter to just things you send.
Yeah, no, like that's what I did of just like searching by things you've sent. Because why would I have Farrell's thing?
Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you were looking for the video.
No, I don't think I actually recorded it. I think I just like made it in Blockbuster and then
Yeah, I think that was the thing.
I could see if I can try and find it. I just loaded up the Echospire mod pack. I can see if I can try and find. Oh my god.
Hmm? Okay, see you, Lefty
Cool.
Artsy Bear.
Okay.
Also, chat, any requests for drawings, and also any other questions about characters. Doesn't have to be Echospire.
I just need to find the fucking skins now because skin links are dead. I've got the Blockbuster thing.
Mouth is true. I'm gonna draw the quartet. I'm not leaving Oasis out. They were more than a trio, they were a quartet.
Frog, do you have the Becky skins?
No, I do not.
God damn it.
They are somewhere in the ether. Why?
Because I just need skin to use.
Nah, Sosman.
I'll find something else, it's fine.
Oh, you want? I'm not gonna be drawing like the ship. I'll just draw the characters together because I think it's cute. Oh, I'll draw them like in the season 2 fits. I'm gonna draw them just on the couch. That's what I'm gonna do.
Into the void of sight, way past the steps of a father whose boots never did fit quite right. He sought his own reputation, no longer a doctor's son. He needed guards at their table to prove he's no longer young.
I'm gonna draw them like playing some kind of game. Gonna start with Oasis. Canon, when they play Mario Kart 9, they all race at each other. Yeah, that's what I'm drawing! Can I ask what was supposed to happen with Terra?
A lot.
I'm gonna show the art. Where do I have this? Do I?
God, she's so pretty.
I'll explain further. It was an anti-ship. It was what me and Richie called an anti-ship. Where these two were the most unhealthy, worst thing for each other that ever happened to them. Just to be clear though, let's say there was a scene that wasn't uploaded, but recorded, where basically, Cole went with Tara on a stealth mission. And during the stealth mission, first of all, I'll show something. Fun fact, Tara used to be a hero. Tara used to be a hero that went by the name Ward. And in the scene, Tara basically stole some they were stealing documents from the police station, and Tara stole some regarding herself. During this operation, she had a little argument with Cole because somebody called them, but Cole pressured her to use her quirk, and she was like, "Oh please, I didn't need to use my quirk to scare him. That was too easy." Well, it was bad just in case. I'm just fine without my quirk. I've scared you without my quirk. No, you haven't. Really? Yeah, you haven't. Bet I could. Yeah, I'd like to see you try. After that point, Tara's kind of... After, the thing, Tara sets the place on fire, which wasn't according to plan. But... she kind of starts asking Cole, why does he care so much about destroying documents about himself? And he kind of explains how he doesn't want, he will be planning to return, all that kind of stuff. And then she questions him, then she mentions some things about him in high school, in Monarch. And he's like, "You knew all that?" "Well, yeah, duh. I was a year above you." "Wait, hold on. You didn't know that?" "No." "Wait, hold on. Why am I your lieutenant then? Why did you promote me? Ooh, if it wasn't nepotism, then why the fuck do you trust me?" He kind of coughs other reasons. Then she reveals that she burnt the place down and they kind of need to run. So here's the fun thing that happens. After this point, the two actually start chatting more, and Tara stops spiting him at every step. All that kind of stuff. And they actually start to open up to each other even. Until there's a scene where they're kind of on the rooftops, and they're just kind of talking about their past. Cole talks about his and Tara reveals hers. Basically how back in Monarch, she really wanted to make the world a better place, but it just seemed like nobody had what it took to actually make real change. And when she did things, it just ended with her not getting to do what... It just ended with her getting in trouble. Nobody really understood that to make a real change in the world, some people just gotta die, you know? And Cole's like, Yeah, shit, like me too. Yeah, oh my gosh, we're so much alike. They lean in to kiss. And just before their lips touch, Tara leans over to his ear and whispers, "By the way, I lied." He pushes her away and is like, "What?" And she just starts laughing, being like, "Okay, but are you scared now?" That's gonna stick with you, right? What are you talking about? Oh, I lied about everything. My entire backstory I told to you. That was a copy-paste of yours. Did you, like, not get that? I was tricking you. For fun. Why? Oh, to traumatize you. What? You said that you would like to see me try and scare you. What, you thought I was gonna settle for, like, a cheap jump scare? That's boring. Come on, the emotional scars is where it's at.
We do a little trolling.
They were gonna get interrupted by someone, and Tara was going to basically threaten to kill her. Tara was going to reveal that she actually just grew up rich, and how she always had everything handed to her. She always took what she wanted. She never really cared about anyone else. And it was around Monarch that when she traumatized the student using her quirk because they wore the same outfit as her too many times, she had this realization that, man, she really sucked as a person. Now, she could have made an effort to be better, but honestly that took a lot of effort. And why should she be better? To people who justify her actions. If she were to act better, then people like her would just take advantage of her. So she just said screw it. And she started pushing the line of how much she could get away with. She eventually became a hero, actually. Mind you, she barely passed her exams, and most agencies don't want her, but a friend of hers was like, "Oh, my sister works with an agency, she could take you as a sidekick." And then eventually, Tara started getting bored because as a sidekick, she only did like pre-fight things. She started overusing her quirk on criminals, leaving them with like permanent emotional scars. And one day she was like, "I wonder like what would happen if I used my quirk like to its full degree." But the person she worked with realized what she was about to do and basically jumped in the way. They had a heart attack. They didn't die, but mentally they can't even leave the house anymore. They can't really interact with most people, and they certainly can't return to hero work. So, you know, Tara got a really good lawyer, but Ronin's agency was like, "Okay, if this was all an oopsie-doopsie accident, then maybe you shouldn't have a hero license." If that's the kind of oopsie-doopsie accident that can happen with you. So she basically lost her hero license. And at that point, like, what? She had no choice but to become a villain. Like, all she had left was the trust fund that could take her to retirement and her parents' company, which she was set to inherit. So honestly, can you blame her for becoming a villain? And wanting to take
Puss in
revenge?
Boots 2, The Last Wish.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
I never had much as a child. Just a thriving baked goods enterprise to inherit loving and supporting parents.
She reveals this anyway. She's fighting like this girl that like came up being like, "But you know what was so annoying? Why like I hate the person I was? It's not because she thought the whole world revolved around her, or her constant whining whenever she didn't get what she wanted. That back then, she still thought she was a good person. It's annoying. Pathetic even." She also Cole basically stops her from killing a random person in this scene, but she's basically implying, hey, what I find annoying about you is that you think you're a good person, when you're clearly not. But TLDR over the story, Cole was still gonna tolerate her, kind of really wanting her to see the world the way he saw it. And Tara, I mean, you know, that's a kind of lonely mentality to have. Tara was going to basically... She could have killed Cole at many opportunities, but she didn't. Because she also wanted him to see things her way. Because then he'd actually be, you know, kind of bearable. He'd be fine. And they were going to basically kind of have a thing of, it was going to be a game of who kills the other first. Who realizes they can't change the other to be what they want them to be first. And eventually Tara dies at Cole's hand during a mess she creates. It's honestly multiple characters that basically are out of patience with her, that basically kind of compound into her death.
Weirdest game of chicken I've ever heard.
Yeah. It was definitely fun. There was also gonna be a thing like, she was gonna find out about Anna from, what was Silo's character's name again? Flex. Early in this point, she was gonna find out from Flex about Anna, and then she was gonna realize, oh, I know why, like in her brain she was gonna realize, I know why Cole let me be a lieutenant. He's projecting his high school girlfriend onto me. Oh my gosh, that's so pathetic. And that's why she was gonna go the romantic route to traumatize him. Yeah.
Deliciously fucked up.
Yeah. I honestly loved their dynamic, and I love them as an anti-ship, because technically it also explores both their kind of weakest traits. Tara is ultimately extremely lonely from kind of her own little, in a world of her own little making. And she just wanted somebody as fucked up as her. See, this is why she's my favorite character in MHE starting now. Tara is the definition of gaslight gatekeep girl boss. I was really excited for the I lied scene, I'm not gonna lie. There's also gonna be a scene where where you see like the sister, Tara's old friend from Monarch, visiting her sister, and Tara was gonna knock on the door. Mind you, she was going to look like this.
Oh, actually, here's a fun thing. So, Tara, as a civilian, actually speaks more like this.
You know, as opposed to her lower, slower register. Which is just a general thing. Her demeanor just is completely different between her personas. Which is very deliberate, because, you know, I mean, she'd fucking die if certain people got their hands on her, so it's best to keep identities separate, through and through. I love her for that. But either way, she was gonna visit and basically re-traumatize that person. And then when the sister's just like, what the hell are you doing here? She's gonna be like, what? Come on, I was her sidekick. We used to be co-workers. Am I not allowed to check in on her? You know how bad for her that is. Oh, come on. I just want to see how she's doing. And I mean, she's clearly doing really pathetically. What? Take a joke! Take a joke! After all, She's the reason I lost my job. So, like, I get to have a little fun. Bye! Yeah, Terra was absolutely horrendous.
What will we do when our planet is the same? And will we ever truly be humane?
She really said, anybody gonna match my freak? So true.
We live life anyways. Even so, we live.
Yeah, I hope you
I guess
enjoyed
you could
that.
say Terra was a terror. I have sorted out the cinematic thing. Would you like a taste of what
Yes.
the Becky interaction with Zera might have possibly maybe looked like?
Yes. Oh, okay, hold on, let me... Okay, don't play yet. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, that's not it. That's the wrong thing. I'm screen sharing instead of watching your stream.
Good
Give me
job.
a second. Not done yet. Let me just open a window. Window capture. Window instead. Let's go. Discord. Okay, awesome. And you're good to go.
I'd like to preface
let
this
me-
by saying,
Does it have music?
no, it's literally just Minecraft sounds. I would like to emphasize that this was made in my free time with like no script to go by, no nothing. It's just brain to Minecraft.
And by the way, the Beckys were pink and blonde, just to be clear.
Yeah, they weren't Joey from Uwu.
Right now you're mine. Oh, giving your mine. Oh, mine. You look so good.
There we go.
Such good.
Ah, that's funny. Right. Yippee.
Look at me, look me in the eyes.
Into managing my windows. I don't know how I got through D&D. I had like so many windows open.
Right now
It was so difficult. Also, I'm high-key imagining like Riven has his game controller not even plugged in.
He's got the little brother treatment.
Yeah, it's actually Oasis and Farrell playing against each other. And they gave him the little brother treatment. I'm thinking like Farrell's really focused in, but then Damien just gives him like a kiss on the cheek and he's just completely... just completely loses focus. Yes, it's absolutely Damien helping his sister out.
they placed that microphone into your hands.
Thank you for dropping by, Unique Project. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
dropping by. I'm probably gonna start slowly wrapping up. I'll just finish this sketchy doodle, because let's be honest, this was about yapping.
Say to them,
You got like a sketch today. I love how they decide to let Riven think he's playing the game with them. You know, you gotta be nice.
lead the way. Tell us how
It's about being nice.
lend us your eyes. We are with you, my friend,
Imagine being nice.
for this moment.
we're all gonna be friends by the end, you know?
Every man that speaks, mother and young, with all our attention, open your lungs.
I'll just kind of have like the controller flying out of Farrell's hand. Mind you, Farrell was gonna be useless romantically. I get a quarter.
Rattled his cans, blue and silver, in both his hands. What will you share with them?
I love how everyone was blue and then there's a green Farrell.
One of these things is not like the other.
Here
One
Farrell
of
was
these
the
things
only
just does.
non-ocean one as well. Then again, Riven was the only non-royal.
How you dream. Lend us your sight. Those surrounded by fog are craving a light.
So, you get that.
Shatter the glass. Rise above your own body.
My favorite sea hobo.
That's so true, he is a sea hobo. And a weeb. He was gonna watch so much anime, that was like a canon thing. There we go. Here's the layout. I am going to end the stream here because honestly, I'll be honest, the main plan was yapping. So, yippee. However, reminder, next week's stream is going to be the continuation and finishing of the Frogship Halloween event. So you better tune in for that, because if you miss it, you missed it.
Halloween, 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 Halloween.
A reminder that last time Cap got freaking possessed! So I hope to see you guys there, and thank you so much for coming. And also, reminder that Friday, more D&D. So you're all getting a whole lot of streams. Good luck with that. Alright.